Hey Nephy, you're probably not gonna see this video, but anyway, fuck you anyway. Yeah, I just watched your latest video, something about overlapping genes and embedded genes and shit like that. Well, I'm just wanting you to know that just because you can read a what is it, the abstract, and maybe a few of their little charts that they have, you're big on charts, aren't you? You're a very visual learner, I see. And you're not very good at it, by the way. In fact, you suck royally. But yeah, just because you can misinterpret these charts, and I'm sure somebody's going to make a video handing your ass to you on that video you make, because every video you make where you try to be scientific, there are about 3 or 4 videos coming out within 24 hours of that hand your ass to you on a silver platter. And then you just sit there and deny it. Look, Neff, you're not a scientist. And let's face it, the only thing you're basing it on is the Bible. And that's been proven bullshit for a long time. I mean, come on. You're waiting for the second coming of Christ, and all signs point to his imminent return. Okay, all signs have been pointing to his imminent return for a fucking 1,000 fucking years. Okay, maybe even fucking longer, okay? You know, have you ever heard the boy that cried wolf? Well, Christianity is the religion that cried wolf. Nope, nope, it's just around the corner. Oh, Hitler's coming. He's killing off all the Jews. Jesus is on his way. World War II will end the world. Nope, that didn't happen. Oh my God, it's the goddamn communists. They're going to nuke us. It's the end of the world and God's going to come judge us. Nope, didn't happen. Now it's the fucking terrorists. And fucking the Arabians. Yeah, let's go after them fucking Muslims. They're gonna fucking do it now, you know? It's like, why don't you people pull your fucking heads out of your ass? You know, get the fuck over it. Your myth of the second coming of Christ ain't never gonna happen. The rapture's a laughable joke, and just like the Trinity. There's no Trinity. It's nowhere to be found in the Bible. It was fucking voted on at the Council of Nicaea. Just like the Bible itself can't possibly be the Word of God because it was written by men, and then a whole bunch of books were put together and voted on by men as to which ones were going to be in the Bible. How exactly is that making it the Word of God? The undisputed Word of God. Because, or the infallible Word of God. It was written on by man. It came together by vote of man. You know, I don't see where God enters the picture here. Somebody writes some shit down 2,000 years ago who was unscientific and pretty much, I don't know, it started out as shit around the campfire because all them motherfuckers were illiterate. They couldn't write down a goddamn thing, you know? So you gotta understand, I want to know what books were voted on, what books were taken out of the Bible, and what made them less the Word of God than what's in the Bible. You know, I mean, by vote alone, by the hand and the raise of man alone, the Bible could have been a very, very different book. In fact, we have what? Several different versions of the Bible with several different books either taken out, omitted, either omitted, added to, or taken away from. So there's no possible way the Bible could be, you know, infallible. I mean, if you think the Word of God and the King James Version of the Bible is the infallible Word of God in English, then yeah, you are one sad fucking individual. Just like Mr. Present Preacher and just like you, Nephilimfree. I mean, come on, man. You're basing everything on if it contradicts the Bible, it's bullshit. Well, if it maybe there's a... Have you ever stopped to think, Nephy, that people who are atheists know the Bible better than the Christians? Gee, I wonder why the fuck that is. That tells you a lot about Christians. You know, some Christians. Christians like you. Yeah, like you. Not all Christians are this way. And I think, well, I'm just thankful for that fact. That not all Christians are as bone dead stupid as you. This is what you do with your life, dude. Let me see if I've got this right. You sit around your house, you mooch off this disabled lady, you probably watch TBN all day and fill your fucking head full of bullshit. I think Jack Van Impe Presents is probably one of your fucking favorite television shows. And probably him and Grant Jeffrey and what's that other guy? Hal Lindsey. Oh yeah, and that little faggot that does creation in the 21st century. Yeah. I'd like to go down to Texas and put my dick in his mouth. Anyway, yeah. Belief in giants, all this bullshit, fucking. Nephy. You just love to play scientist. And every time you do, you get your ass handed to you. And then when you get your ass handed to you, all you do is sit there and whine like a little bitch. Because why? I'll tell you why. Because you are a little bitch. Right here. You are the most amoral individual. Well, one of the most amoral individuals I've come across on YouTube. You're in complete denial of reality, much like Charlie Sheen. Only your ego isn't quite as big, but it's being projected into a place that's worse than Charlie Sheen, because you call it God. I call it bullshit. So, yeah. I'm sitting here, I've wasted just about 7 minutes of my life on you after watching one of your videos. Actually, I didn't watch the whole thing because it, I don't know anything about genes. I don't know anything about what, they don't call them genes anymore, they call them sequences. No, Nephy, they call them gene sequences. Gene sequences. See, I checked out most of the video websites that you go to, that you show in your videos, and guess what? They're all Christian websites. Yeah, like you're only learning one side of the story, and if it's not Christian, it's a fucking lie. It has to be a lie. If it contradicts the Bible, it's bullshit. Who cares that there's a fucking massive amount of evidence proving that what they say is true? And we only have one little Bible written a few thousand years ago by comparatively ignorant people. No, who knew nothing of the natural world. If an earthquake hit, it was God. If you got sick and died, it was either a demon or God. If you go on the rag, you're unclean. Shellfish are evil. It's bullshit, Nephy. Why don't you wake the fuck up? You may have been a believer in evolution before, like you said, but I'm willing to believe you were just as much of a gullible fool then as you are now. And you just happened to come across some shyster like fucking Ray Cumfart and his little bitch, and you just decided to believe it because you didn't want to waste the time to go to fucking college and bother to learn this shit. So you'd rather sit at home and watch Trinity Broadcasting Network and get your fucking religio ego stroke. So, yeah. Nobody here likes you, Nephy, and the only reason you have so many subscribers is just so people can get a heads up every time you open your mouth so that they can fucking tear you apart. You need to go and look through all of the people that subscribe to you and check out their profiles and see just how many of them don't like you. They're only subscribed to you to see what the fuck you're going to say next. How bad are you going to butcher and fuck science up? I'm not saying I know much about science, but I know enough, and I took enough geology courses I can get that stuff real well. I'm just waiting for somebody to start talking about original horizontality and how that can't possibly have happened if there was a flood, a worldwide flood. So, yeah. Claire, if you see this video, original horizontality, I'd love to see you do something on that. and something else that I read about in a book on rocks. I think it was something about relative gravity of the rock or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I don't like you, nephy. I'd love to debate you. Well, no, we should never debate because all I do is mock you. It'd turn out each of us calling each other names and see how long we would last. Yeah. Anyway, um, you're a slap in the face to science, and you're a dismal fucking failure at your faith. So yeah, you're a piece of shit, nephy. Nobody likes you. Have a nice day, everybody. 10 minutes I've just wasted on this guy. I am so getting stoned and masturbating when I turn this video off.